Welcome back to Creature Features. Janet had to step away. You know, I think she had a ghost emergency of some kind.
Perhaps.
No, I keep hearing strange music coming from upstairs.
That's the grandfather's clock.
No, it's like a piano. A ghostly piano being played with probably 7 fingers.
That is actually...
Or 7 fingers, I don't know. Anyways, I forgot my spectacles, so I had to borrow mine from Tom. So I'm going to look like Clark Kent tonight while I do letters, right? That's a good look for me. No?
I would not say Clark Kent.
I should not ask him these questions. All right, give me some mail, sir. It's important that we do this frequently.
Indeed.
All right, first letter is from Sandy in Milpitas, California. We know Milpitas, don't we? In fact, we're rather close to Milpitas at the moment, because San Jose, it's like 15 minutes from here, right?
I haven't the vaguest idea.
He knows nothing about geography in this country. All right, she goes, Dear Vincent, wow, I live in Milpitas, and guess what we are watching? I've seen it before, but not the remastered one. I know the story behind the movie, too. All right, so she's talking about the Milpitas monster, which we showed several weeks ago, right?
Indeed.
She should be, I hope so. I am 59 years old, and when I was a kid, I watched all of those scary shows. Creature Features, Outer Limits, Twilight Zone, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and The Night Gallery. Is that mine? I might need to tell time at some point. But I can't read it because I don't have my glasses. There are probably a lot more shows I might have forgot to list. Anyways, there is one movie in particular that I'm dying to see again. I want to creep my husband out. Well, there's better ways to do that than using a movie, but I'll try to help. It played on Night Gallery. The movie is called The Earwig. You guys keep up the great work, Sandy and Milpitas. So, this is not actually a movie, Sandy. This was an episode of Night Gallery. And you know, I don't know what's going on with Night Gallery, but it's quite difficult to get that show, that program, because we've wanted to get it before, and it's like they're hiding it. I think it's, you know, ever since Rod Serling died, I think they're keeping it in a special place. But we'll talk to somebody down there, see what we can do. Thanks for writing, Sandy. Next up is another letter, courtesy of Mr. Livingston. How are you doing, Tangela? Oh, you don't know where that's been. This girl. We need to send her to finishing school.
I think she's finished
already. No, British finishing school. I think she'd be perfect. Perfect candidate. Oh, this is a long one. All right, Chris Dewey in Hayden, Idaho. That sounds like a nice place. All right, he goes, Hello from Hayden, Idaho. My name is Chris Dewey. I grew up watching Creature Features with the late host Bob Wilkins when I lived in San Jose. It was really good seeing the other host, John Stanley, when you showed the house on Haunted Hill. We did show that film recently, did we not? No. That movie is such a classic. I was rather surprised when I found out from a friend on Facebook that the show was back. He's talking about our show, right?
I would imagine.
One would hope. I have to admit that I love the new look, and Tangela is priceless. Actually, she's rather expensive. Her silence and her facial expressions really make me laugh. Mr. Livingston is amazing. I think that he's a perfect butler. That he is, but he complains continuously. I will admit that Vincent took a while to get used to, but he's a very good host. Well, thank you. You know, I'm a better guitarist than I am a host, so, you know, sometimes... Don't you start with me. Yeah, I bought her all this candy, and what'd you buy? Yeah, she did not buy candy. Like many other fans, I agree for the most part the movies that get shown by Creature Features are just awful. Please fire the person who chooses what gets shown and hire someone with better taste in horror movies. You know, he works with what he has. I cannot blame him, but, you know, you said he's a good butler. That he is.
I have a budget.
A budgeted butler. You're a budgetler. Something like that. Even Elvira's movie is better than 90% of the movies that get played. You know, I know Elvira, and she would take issue with that statement. Thank you for bringing back the great show. I watch it on Roku and YouTube. Sincerely, Chris Dewey, Hayden, Idaho. Well, thank you so much for writing, Chris. Write to us again. But don't make it so long, you know. We're going to have to cut out part of the movie just to accommodate this long letter, aren't we not?
No.
No? All right. Last letter?
Last letter.
Saving the best for last. Mr. Livingston, are we not? All right, this one is from Cliff in Council Grove, Kansas. Now, maybe his name is Council Grove and he lives on a cliff in Kansas. It's plausible. You know, people don't put things in the proper order sometimes. All right, dear Creature Features, I have to admit it, I'm not a big fan of your show. All right, but I do watch it because sometimes you have some very interesting guests, and interesting Tangellas as well. I have a suggestion. Why don't you film an episode at the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose? What a splendid idea.
Brilliant.
But I imagine you guys are probably way too chicken to spend an evening at one of the most haunted houses in the world. Anywho, just an idea, Cliff Council Grove, Kansas. Well, you know, we thought of this before you sent us your scribe, Cliff. All right, that's it for letters. If you'd like to send us a letter, use the address you see appearing right over here. Or if you'd like to send Tangella some sugar candy, send it to this address right here. We'll be right back with Jenin, but first let's get back to Nightmare Castle.
Tangella, girl, what are you doing? Living in California, the den of sin and idolatry. Your mommy's beside herself, worrying all the time about what you're doing. You belong back home with your mommy and daddy in the great bluegrass state of Kentucky. Come home, baby. Please come home.